Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was looking to give a run with my token deck. I worked on building out a token deck, and I don't know how it is going to hold up. I figured give it a try and basically just see how that goes. I was in a way wondering about doing like a pre-introduction on what parts it has. As far as showcasing a deck, normally I start with like what the deck has. And I'm surprised it took for so long to find someone. Vinny the Ambitious. In some ways I don't have high hopes. It is mono white, and it was based around trying to get tokens on the board. The helpful hunter I have in here for being draw, having a replacement or a cheap creature because some of my stuff I can sacrifice too. Nice. He double dipped. So at this point, I'm glad to see that mana. And he went for a mana? I'm gonna go for my Caretaker's Talent. And the doll shop is actually going to turn into card draw with that up. He is playing Mardu. Red, white, black. If I do the doll maker shop, I almost need to start taking out his, because when I start bringing in tokens, it's going to bring him in life. But at this point, nice. We are running the same mechanic. At this point, I'm going to do another Caretaker's Talent. The Lean in Vanguard. For one, I can clone one of mine. But that's two more cards. And that seems to be working nicely. I'm curious to see what he's going to drop down. He's going to unlock the other half of it. Which I can too. So, I'm pretty sure that's game. And I'm happy with how that played. Or yeah, that's kind of how I intended it to play. I don't know what he had for not really doing much. But yeah, glad to get a win. And I should have probably started with the deck introduction. I have 3 Authority of Councils, which is a staple in any of my, I guess, white running decks. It can bite me if on something like Kona, where they enter tapped. Elspeth's Smite is the only control I have that does exile. But if for attacking, blocking, creatures, I can do 3 damage and exile them. The Leonin Vanguard is when I have 3 or more creatures, I get a +1/+1 and gain life. And I have a few things that, like, when I gain life, I can create tokens, or life gain's always handy. Duty Beyond Death is a sacrifice. I can sacrifice one of my tokens or cheap creatures like my Helpful Hunter to gain indestructibility for all my other creatures, and all my other creatures get +1/+1. The Exercise is the only control I have for target artifact or enchantment, but it can exile them, or big creatures. Somebody drops like a 20/20 or a thing like this, will drop it for 2. It's really nice or cheap white control, but it is conditional, but it's also flex. I kind of like it. The Helpful Hunter is just a cheap creature that replaces itself, and I like the draw. Aranobu's First Fang gives all my other cats +1/+1, and whenever another non-token cat enters, I get to create a token cat. The Caretaker's Talent, you guys just saw on the play there, is it basically is my main draw mechanic. I need to create tokens, but once I start creating tokens, I can get a card every turn. And if I have enough mana to dump into it, for 4, I can get +2/+2 on all my tokens. And going back to, I'm not a huge fan of that aspect of it, because the Dollmaker's Shop works better for 6, but it really depends where you're at and what you have available. The Cat Collector is, when it enters, I get a food token, so I can sacrifice it to gain life, and gaining life will, whenever I gain life for my first time each turn, my Cat Collector will create a 1/1 cat token. The only reason I threw Cosmogrand Zenith in here is the other token decks I've played against with my lifelink deck have used this card, and if I can cast 2 spells in 1 turn, I have the option to put a +1/+1 counter on every creature on the field. Or if I'm low on creatures on the field, I can create 2 1/1 human soldier tokens. So it is flexible, and I've definitely lost a game to her. The Spirited Simulacrum, I should actually look up how to pronounce that, is nice in that when I play it, I get to seek the land card, and it replaces itself. So it's mana ramps, and it replaces itself as card draw, which I'm really happy with how this card plays. It is a little expensive, but it allows me to kind of ramp nicely. Elspeth is, in some ways, the main thing that makes this deck. That if I create a token, I double the number of tokens that it would be created instead. So for +1, she can create a 1/1 soldier token, which she duplicates into 2 immediately. And for -3, she can drop target creatures an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. So it doesn't work for little things, but she works great as control too. And then the Regal Caracal is that other cats I control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. So everything starts dumping me life back, and when this creature enters, I get 2 1/1 cat creature tokens with lifelink. And then the Dollmaker's Shop, that's the first time I've ever played the Dollmaker's Shop, and I was glad to be able to play both halves and have it work as expected. So when I attack, it creates if I attack with a non-toy, for every creature I am attacking with, I get to create a toy 1/1 artifact token. And then for the 6, I can make all my creatures have base power and toughness equal to the number of creatures I control, which can be a little problematic, and like I only have 1 creature and I can turn a 3/3 into a 1/1, but as you guys saw there, that I turned a bunch of 1/1s into 6/6s to lead for a fairly quick win. So yeah, with that, I am happy to showcase my token deck. And it only took I had most of the cards. I was missing 2 of my Caretaker's Talents and 1 of the Dollmaker's Shop. So I spent 2 of my rares and 1 of my mythics to finish off this deck. And yeah, I'm at least happy with how it played initially, and with that, I look forward to doing some Magic in the future.